The video games industry is one of the most innovative and fastest growing industries in the world. The men and women of this industry work tirelessly to provide entertainment for the masses, and some of these provide the music. Music that we love. Music that we listen to when we're enjoying ourselves playing those video games. Music that we love. Music that we listen to when we're enjoying ourselves listening to video games. Do we even know who these people are? No. Would video games be the same without them? No. What you're about to hear.
Good evening and welcome everyone, and welcome to welcome
Welcome to the Average Joe.
Thank you. That was actually less ridiculous than me trying to talk. I am one of your hosts, the Average Gamer.
Only one.
I said one of.
I know, only one.
Yeah, indeed. This is my friend Pookie McShmookie, but you can call him Giant.
I'm Smart McKeeman.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
Yeah.
What are we going to be playing tonight, Giant?
We are going to be playing Windward and Earth Tongue.
Cool. So I actually don't know too much about Windward, but we do have the creator, Michael, who goes by Aaron Mook on Twitter. How's it going, Aaron?
Hey, it's all good here. Just watching you guys.
Where are you at?
I am in Toronto, but that's not reflecting my sleeping schedule at all.
Yeah, you were telling me before the show that your sleeping schedule is ridiculous. What's the reason behind that?
It actually keeps me very productive. Like I mentioned, my day is 28 hours long, so I tend to stay up for 19 hours and sleep for 9. And for most of those 19 hours, I'm just able to focus on my work. It's very productive.
So you're saying that you don't have a set time that you go to sleep,
That's
it's always
cool.
different as each day goes by?
Yeah, it kind of depends on whether I'm actually being productive or not. If I'm not being productive, I tend to go to sleep a little bit earlier. And if I am being productive, I try to stay in the zone as much as I can.
So is the life of a game dev?
Well, independent game dev, sure.
Speaking of which, we're going to be starting today with a game called Windward. Would you mind giving us a short synopsis before we jump in?
Well, the game was actually kind of born at GDC 2012. I just met up with Sid Meier there and kind of joked with him, saying like, would he mind if I created a game that is heavily inspired by his Pirates game? And he's like, yeah, sure, it's cool, go ahead.
Wow.
So I kind of prototyped it, and
Just one of
back
those
then it was a
things.
completely different game though. Back then it was just like an arena fighter, but I wanted it to be an RPG, and I kind of restarted this game from scratch in August the past year. I was gonna say this year, but it's already 2015. So. Yeah, so in August I restarted it from scratch and just coded it up to what it is at now. So it's now an RPG, action adventure, procedurally generated worlds. Players can play with each other or just by themselves.
Oh.
Yep.
That's cool. So I'm going to start a game here. So allow playerships, yes. Creative tools. Just take the defaults for right now. Challenge, combat damage. So tell us a little bit about, like, you actually met up with Sid Meier? Sorry, I'm a little
Well,
starstruck
I didn't meet
by
up with Sid Meier. It was just a talk he was giving.
Yeah.
It was actually a talk about game developers copying other game developers.
Oh, really?
So that's
Speaking
that's
of which,
yeah. After the talk, I just walked up to him and asked him if he would mind if I did the same thing, just copied his game for inspiration purposes, and just went on from there. Yeah.
So when we're starting a game here, it's got a generated seed, and there are different colors for like start points. What is the difference between the colors?
Well, it gives you an overview on the right-hand side. They're different factions. They have different bonuses depending on what you want to be doing. Like if you want to go with combat, heavily oriented approach, then you would go with red. Blue is the fastest moving ships from the very beginning. They're good for exploration. And green is for questing, yellow is for trading. It depends on what you enjoy doing.
Interesting. For now, we're going to try a little bit of combat, I think.
Of course you will.
Just to
Of
try
course you will.
Just to try it out.
Just a little bit. Just a
Just
little
try
bit
it.
of combat. So out of this, out of everything that you've done, what's your favorite color?
Mine?
Yeah.
Playstyle? Like the colors?
Yeah, of all the colors that we just looked at, what's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color? My favorite color does not represent what I enjoy in the game. But
This is beautiful.
I enjoy them all equally, I would say. I do not disrespect any of them.
Okay, then that brings to the next question. What was the most difficult aspect of the game to create?
I wouldn't say any of them were that difficult. It takes patience and sometimes a lot of banging the head on the wall per se, just to get it working right.
And which engine is this, if you don't mind me asking?
It's in Unity.
Wow. Wow, I love the detail on the water. It's beautiful.
So with the game itself, are you technically just able to just sail without doing anything?
What do you mean without doing anything?
Just float your boat. Just go around and literally accomplish nothing.
Of course. If you want, you can do that.
So it's perfect for you, is what you're saying, John.
No, wait, what are you talking about?
Well, there's a faction for that, right? There's the blue faction, the Sojourn. They're explorers, so you can literally go around finding new towns and getting experience just for that.
Neat.
I know with it being a procedurally generated world, how far can you go?
Press T for fast travel.
Oh, okay.
That whole world is yours to explore.
Wow.
And when it comes to the size of that map there, like how long would it take for you to get from
Oh, it's dropping.
one side to the other, or like say, bottom to top or something like that?
Well, you would have to capture everything on the way because aside from your starting areas, there are regions that are almost fully controlled by pirates.
Oh,
Here, for example, you're now in a region that is controlled by pirates, at least partially, 50%.
Yep.
So you gotta fight. And as you capture towns, it gives you the ability to progress further, and that's how you progress through the map. You just capture your way to wherever you're going, and it gets progressively more difficult with each challenge level.
One of my towns is under attack by him.
yeah. Are you? Quick, go on land. They'll never find you there.
Yep. Empire allies, what am I thinking?
Can I attach wheels to mine?
They do have wheels, actually.
Do they?
Behind the scenes, all
Yeah.
ships are actually cars.
Uh-oh. Getting it. Uh-oh. Oh. Is that just a lot of damage all at once to you?
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh, heck, Lord.
Are you on fire?
I am indeed.
Are they all attacking
Reckless
you at the same
volley.
time?
Reckless falling on that guy. Yes. Yes. Keep the broadsides.
So one of the other big things that I'm immediately seeing in the game, besides the combat, of course, is the music.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Who did the music for this game?
An artist or musician called Angelo Cicero. It's in the credits. He's a really talented guy.
And did you ask him to just, make something with a kind of a feel, or did you just pick from sort of like a catalog?
Oh, I asked him, yeah. He created music specifically for this game, actually back in 2012 for the old prototype.
Wow.
And I kept it.
And so this game right now is in early access. Like if
Yep.
people want to buy this game or play this game, I believe it's on Steam. Is that your platform?
Yep, Steam.
And what's the price point?
It's $20.
Yeah, that seems perfect.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It was actually $13 for the holiday sale. So, unfortunately, that's past now. But
So what you're trying to say is that if we own a time machine,
yep,
we can get a pretty sweet discount.
Yeah. Like,
Yep, pretty much.
This game is easily worth $20.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
Ass Hire has been talking about this.
Ashshire. Yeah, the town names are actually procedurally generated, and Ass is actually a valid town name.
Yeah.
What I've seen.
Well, just like in Canada, we have a dildo Newfoundland.
We certainly do. We also have Balzac, Alberta.
Yes.
Oh dear.
The largest outlet malls in Balzac.
Yeah, the combat can get pretty hectic.
I love it. This is such cool combat. It's easy to pick up. It's easy to be like, oh, okay, I can use this ability and this type. But I'm sure it's quite hard to master this. You get different abilities, or I actually read what they do.
Yep. If you press K, you can actually see all of those new abilities that you can obtain.
Oh, cool. And then I noticed I had the other ability was to. The other ability was to repair, but it uses the wood that I have in the boat. So I assume once I fight them, I'm going to have to pillage them, and then with that loot, go to a town, buy wood, repair it, etc.
No, you don't have to buy wood. I mean, you can buy it in towns if you want, but generally you will find plenty of wood to keep yourself repaired.
Oh,
And if you repair close to the shore in shallow water, then it costs less. Also, if you just go to a town and dock in any friendly town, then it repairs you for free.
I just want to say this. We've been playing a fair amount of space games lately. So
Yeah.
having a seafaring game is a welcome change of pace.
Yes, it is. We have been doing a lot of space, haven't we?
Yeah. And a lot of them have been roguelike, procedurally generated,
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
stuff like that. So I think this will be one of the first sea-based games.
I
I've ever
love
played.
this. Look at the schools of fish that
Nice.
are going into the land.
So I saw one of those ships sink. Once it sunk, can you like try to find it or do anything with it, or is it just done?
Well, when it sinks, it generally drops some loot so you can pick up. But that's about it.
Okay. What's that?
Is loot? Is loot?
Loot.
There's two of
That's
them?
loot.
Yes! Ooh, money. Oh.
You should have some talent points available now. So if you hit K, you should be able to spend them.
Oh, go trade. Well,
So-
we all know what... Oh, go ahead.
In a typical RPG rather, there's a talent tree that you can spend points in, and later on you actually get specialization as well. So if you enjoy being a tank, you can go for defense. If you like doing damage, you can go for offense, and then there is support. Like a typical support healer role per se.
That's neat.
And with average gamer here, he goes
We
for
all know what.
tank.
No, damage. I run damage.
Yeah, you stand in front and go pew 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 pew.
Yeah, very much so. And the talent system like that, I assume you get different ships as well, is meant, because you said you can also play this online with friends. Is that like co-op where you're going around and fighting other pirates? Or is that more of a PvP setting where you've got a world where everybody's trying to take over each other?
It depends on whether you choose the same faction or different factions. If you choose the same faction, then it's all cooperative based. and you progress together. And if you choose different factions, it's really up to you. You can play competitively, or you can play together. It's what depends on what you want to do. And that tower is totally gonna kill you.
Yeah, I was just trying to get all the loot. I was just trying to get the loot
Just
and get out.
as you That's lovely.
That's what I wanted to take this.
Oh boy. So one of the things that a lot of the developers that we talk to say is the difficulty involved in making an online multiplayer game. Was it any more difficult for you than, say, doing local multiplayer?
No, it's actually always multiplayer behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Even if when you play a single player, it is actually connected to your own computer, which is evidenced by the fact that if you have a friend on the local area network, they can actually use your IP address and join your game.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to, yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
or go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No worries. I was just gonna say that just the way the game is structured, it was really easy to do. I happen to have developed the networking package for it, which is actually available on the Unity Asset Store. And it handles everything from networking to saving the game. Like even right now, there's nothing in the game that specifically deals with saving. The saving is just done by the networking package itself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, oh wow. So you created the network package.
Mm-hmm.
That does kind of make things a bit easier.
Yeah, a little bit.
It makes things easier for other people too, so I'd say a lot of people can thank you for that.
Oh, that guy drives as good as I do.
I forgot how to boat.
Ah, we both did.
Oh, turn left. No, the other left.
Gotta follow it. Huh?
He's just spinning in circles now.
No, I hired the wrong guy. Come on.
He's wearing his captain's hat.
He's gonna follow you. Don't worry. You can also direct him if you open up the map with the M key. You can actually right-click on any place you want the follower to go and tell him to go there.
Dude, stop tailgating me!
And then you can do it yourself as well, I see, and then it puts the little waypoints for you, which is also cool.
Mm-hmm. You kind of skipped over the earlier content. Typically, when players begin, they will start doing quests and trading. They will not just go straight for fighting.
Sorry.
But yeah, this waypoint system is actually used in questing fairly extensively. Oh, you just got a sealed letter. Sealed letter is a randomly generated quest with a fairly good reward at the end.
Oh, cool. Me and my buddy just popped into like 4 fireballs. Hey guys. Oh, wow. Oh, so that boat exploded and did a whole lot of damage to the other boats. Is that because they...
Yep.
Was that a special shot that somebody had?
Oh!
When ships explode, they damage other nearby ships.
Oh.
So when they're clustered like that, you can actually kill them pretty quickly.
Is it a specific radius or does it change depending on the boat?
It depends on how close you are. So the closer you are to the ship that exploded, the more damage you're gonna receive.
It's exploring treasure. What kind is there following up?
You might want to pick up that loot as well.
Yes.
So much
definitely.
loot floating around.
Definitely
Can the loot eventually disappear or sink?
Yes.
Oh.
It lasts for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Repair. So we picked up the quest,
Mm-hmm.
and then to find it. Ah, there's Tornberg. Yeah, so we have to go up there. We're gonna send a follower. Oh, no followers nearby. He must be dead. Oh well.
Your one shipmate has dysentery.
Well, you sent him away. When you send the ship away,
Oh yeah.
it stops being your follower.
Oh, I see. Oh, I could use a follower too. Oh, could I ever use a follower?
Eric Hermit says, "Hello, I am watching now. This game looks very nice and relaxing.
That's actually our second guest.
It looks very relaxing until you get your ass handed to you."
Pretty much. Yeah, the first region doesn't actually have any pirates unless you summon them. So typically players start just by doing quests and trading, and it's so peaceful, it's so nice. And then they go to the next region and all of a sudden it's hectic and they're dying all over the place and it's like, whoa, what's going on?
Leave it to me, Aaron.
So any of the loot and stuff that you get if you do blow up it, you get to keep. This isn't a roguelike, is it?
Of course not.
Okay.
You get to keep everything.
Oh, good. That's also a good change of pace.
Yeah, the only penalty you get for death is you gotta wait. You gotta wait 14 seconds to respawn, and then you gotta go back to wherever you were by sailing there. So it just costs you a little bit of time, and that's it.
Interesting.
And your stuff will be there, or it'll already be on your person?
Everything is going to be exactly where it was. So if you picked it up, it's gonna be on your ship.
Okay. Fancy.
Oh.
Did you almost get your butt kicked by that explosion? 'Cause I did see
I
that.
just took 2 people out by myself. That's all I had to say
By
about
mistake?
that. By mistake? Well, not really. I got another talent point, so that's going to be more damage. Let's cap that out.
Oh, breaking news. Scarlett Johansson will star in DreamWorks' Ghost in the Shell.
Honestly?
That's what it says.
Huh. It's kind of tangential, but also awesome.
As long as she doesn't play Lucy. Oh.
What's up, Infinity?
So if anybody has any questions for the developer, feel free to ask them and we shall pass them on. Because sometimes the chat has way better questions than we do because we're so focused on the game.
This is beautiful. What has been your favorite bug that has happened in the game, Aaron Luke?
Bug or glitch?
Bug or glitch?
My favorite bug, I would say it's the players being able to get to level 99 in a matter of minutes.
How does that happen? Or did that happen?
Really?
Yeah, well, I fixed it now, but yeah, it was just something that was discovered by one of the players, and it was really, really obscure and something that I have never even thought of. It basically involved creating a very, very tiny world. You can actually draw your own custom world maps. You don't have to be stuck with what it generates for you. So a player would draw a very, very tiny world that didn't actually have any pirates. And they would just be able to buy all the equipment, like all the high-level equipment, and then just go into a regular world, because you get to keep your character regardless of the world you're in, and then just plunder everything with the high-level loot.
Fleeting Infinity asks, is ship combat the only type of combat in the game?
Yes.
I hope so. That's awesome.
Well, you can fight those lighthouses. Those are dicks.
Well, you can go dancing, of course, but no, I'm just kidding.
First person, it's Oculus Rift enabled. You actually have to dance. I like the random loot around because obviously, like you said, in this world, it's technically always multiplayer. So I assume that it's happening in real time. So there are fights going on even if I'm not part of them. And if I'm smart about things, I can definitely take the loot from those fights without having to be at those fights.
By the way, we're currently recording this on a tiny action cam as a sort of a behind the scenes, which will be funny because this you won't actually hear any audio from us talking because it's all in our head. But that's beside.
Well, I can just give you footage from the show.
Show footage.
Oh man, this is really intense.
Yes, it can be.
When it comes to the ships, is there only one style, or does that change?
Well, of course not. There are 11 different ships right now, and not all of them are actual ships.
Really? That was nice. I'm getting it. I'm getting this. Starting repairs. I should have gone.
Being the complete idiot that I am, could I play as one of those lighthouses that shoot?
Lighthouses don't shoot at you.
Or that thing that completely destroyed Nick.
The guard tower?
Yeah, that's it.
You can capture it, and it can become your guard tower, and it will kill pirates for you.
I think
But you need to destroy it first.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
I need a bigger one.
Well, you can actually obtain the first ship upgrade with less than 2,000 gold.
Oh,
There you go. How much you have?
I'll tell you after I kill this pirate. Pirates.
Plundering towns is actually a very good way to earn gold.
Done and done.
Fleeting Infinity says there are ships that are not ships, huh? But I think we're going to find out about that eventually.
Ah, loot. How much money do I have?
How much money you got?
750.
That is not enough. You need to.
We're about to plunder this place. If we
Yes.
can.
You actually have something you can salvage in the inventory. The box thing,
Oh, good.
you can right-click and salvage it for gold. Or you can actually sell it in the town, but you're gonna get more money for just salvaging it, I think.
Fleeting Infinity just asked, what all kind of resources do you have to keep up aside from keeping the ship repaired and not dying, obviously?
Well, see, that's the thing too, is because this game isn't just about combat. I'm showing off the combat, but there's also just exploration or doing quests and constantly that kind of thing too. So
Yeah, or trading, yeah.
Or
And you
just
can actually
trading.
do this regardless of which faction you choose. It's just certain factions are better at certain things. Like this one is better at combat. It gets a bonus for health and damage, which is very useful to have right now.
yes,
Here's a
That's
question.
kind of what I was thinking.
Here's a question that I have for you. I don't suppose it was it difficult to get the sails to move according to the wind?
Oh, you have no idea.
Good question.
Unity's cloth is just... Oh. The things I had to do behind the scenes to get it to work the way it does right now is just ridiculous. I actually made some videos on YouTube about that.
Really?
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Well, we found the Achilles heel of the whole thing.
I was actually going to ask if the wind, like how it affected the speed and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. If you align your boat with the wind properly, it obviously makes you move faster. And different ships have different angles that are ideal for the wind, for them to move faster. Like this one, for example, moves at about a 45-degree angle to the wind. So if you're perpendicular to the wind's direction, you're going to move faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, the reason why I ask about that whole cloth thing is because it's the little things that kind of stick out in your mind that make a game excel above others. Like it's the little things that make you realize just how much time and effort has been put into a game. Because you could have easily passed that off and just kept it as like a flag sort of thing and just had it wave slightly, regardless of direction you were in. But
Mm-hmm.
you went that extra step, and that really does show when it comes to something like this.
Definitely. All the little details. So one thing I was going to ask, above my name I have 4 stars now. What
Yep.
are those in reference to?
That's how many kills you've done since you died.
Oh.
So you've killed 4 things. Well, you had 4 killing blows, I
Yeah.
should say.
I thought that was going to be your police rating.
No, if you actually get to 6 stars, it becomes a skull instead, and all the allies near you, they're gonna follow you for free.
Oh. Because they know how awesome you are.
So you
Pretty
need to
much,
start
yeah.
some murderings.
Just keep in mind, if allies also have stars, then you need more stars than them, basically. So
Game's
you have to
very
have an advantage in stars.
tired.
as well.
Low. And hit him with my big attack.
Nice.
The grinning skull achievement unlocked. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Follow your lead, sir.
Cool.
Neat. Infinity's asking another question.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Says, I was looking at the inventory screen. I saw a number beside diplomacy in the equipment. What is that about?
Diplomacy affects how you interact with towns and affects the support specialization as well. So early on, you're pretty much going to get better prices in towns. So it's a very good talent to have if you're focusing on trading, for example, because all the prices are affected by it. So obviously, the cheaper you can get something and the more money you can get for selling it,